In this video, let's talk about 3 of the most important acting schools in China. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. In my previous Q&A video, I've asked my audience to give me some suggestions about what videos you want to see, and this topic came up quite frequently. It's asking, if you want to become an actor or actress in China, how do you do it? Or what schools do you go to? What are the most famous institutes that produces or trains actors? So in this video, I am going to introduce you to the 3 major players in this field. There are many universities in China that offer media-related degrees and programs, both behind scenes and on stage. But there are 3 major, well-known, well-recognized, extremely competitive and difficult to get in academies that focuses only on film, theater, and television production. These 3 schools are the topic of this video. So, which 3 schools, or more accurately, academies, are they? They are Beijing Film Academy, 北京电影学院, or to make your life easier, 北电, the Central Academy of Drama, 中央戏剧学院, 中戏, both located in the capital city, 北京, and Shanghai Theatre Academy, 上海戏剧学院, 上戏, located obviously in the city of Shanghai. They were all established around late 1940s and early 1950s, so let's not get too hung up on who is the oldest institute. These 3 schools are widely recognized as the top-tier performance art academies, with bachelor's, master's, and doctor's degrees on offer. Programs cover all disciplines in the film and playmaking industry, including acting, directing, script writing, cinematography, editing, musical theater, management, and etc., etc. Today, let's just focus on the acting program, because that's probably what most of you are interested in, right? While all 3 schools are pretty head-to-head in terms of their reputation, size, and recognition within the industry, they are still different in their individual focus. Beijing Film Academy, as the name suggests, is more focused on filmmaking than theater. Central Academy of Drama, obviously more focused on educating future theater people, and Shanghai Theatre Academy is often distinguished from the other 2 because of its geolocation. Yeah, city rivalry is a very real thing in China. But they have one thing in common which makes all 3 of them standing on equal ground, which is horrifying web design. Seriously, did they hire someone from the 90s to do their websites? They really should just hire me to design their websites. I mean, I can definitely make them look much prettier. Arguably, the Central Academy of Drama produced some of the most well-known performers on the international stage. Beijing Film Academy, more commercially successful film stars, directors, and cinematographers. And Shanghai Theatre Academy, many very popular actors and actresses. So, how to get into this school? Well, as a high schooler in China, you need to pass 2 exams to get into these schools. The first one is called 艺考, art exam, where you travel physically to these schools and get tested on your performance skills, such as dancing, singing, acting, etc. You need to survive 3 rounds of selections among tens of thousands of applicants. Each school accepts around 1 to 2 dozen acting students per year. May the odds be forever in your favor, hey? If you manage to do that, congratulations! Now you need to go home and do your study and take part in June's National Higher Education Entrance Examination, or 高考. Yeah, legitimate nightmare situations that I don't wish upon my worst enemies. If your grades satisfy these schools' requirement, you are in. Frankly speaking, the grades needed to pass those acting schools' requirement for the academic side of examinations is really low. If you are of average intelligence and have spent a reasonable amount of time studying your academic subjects such as math and English, you should be able to pass that requirement really easily. But the fact is, a lot of art students who have to spend a lot of their time practicing their skills such as dancing or singing or other subjects in their high school and middle school don't really get that much time studying the academic subjects. So it could always be difficult for them actually to hit the mark that's needed. If you happen to be already working in the industry before you reach the age to apply for universities, so basically as a child actor, then you have a really much better chance to get into those schools, because first you would already have working experience in the field, and then you probably already built up some of your own connections with industrial people. And if you happen to be in some really high profile projects and works, and your face is already very familiar to general public, the teachers would also know about that. All makes it much more likely for you to get admitted to those schools. For example, this year, about only 2 weeks ago, the result of the art exams for all those 3 schools came out, and I think very famous child actors such as Wu Lei and Hu Xianxu, they all passed with flying colors. But of course, even if you do get into those schools, you graduate with no problem, it doesn't guarantee that you are going to become a very successful actor or a very famous one. Fame and success is a really tricky thing. There are people who graduated from those programs, or they didn't work as actors or actresses in front of the camera. For example, Qiao Shiyu, she also graduated from an acting program, but now she is a voice actress, so she works behind the scene. Every year you hear those crazy stories about young people with a dream to become a star, spend so much money, effort, traveling from their hometown to Beijing and Shanghai, trying to get into those schools. There are people who failed and tried again year after year. So this is a very cruel world, actually, just trying to get into those schools. But even that wouldn't guarantee you that you are going to be famous and successful. And today there are plenty of very successful actors and actresses who work in China who weren't graduated from any of those 3 schools. So you could always argue, is it really a healthy thing to have only a few schools that have so much privilege and power in terms of producing actors, training actors? I do know a story about an artist, performer, I'm not gonna mention their gender or even their name, working today, quite successful. This person didn't got into the BA programs, they got into the diploma program, so that means when you graduate you wouldn't get a degree, and they spent 3 years studying there, and they managed finally to got into the BA program, so they did another 4 years. So this person did 7 years of acting school, making this person extremely skillful and good at acting, but also wasted a large chunk of their very precious young, like lifetime as an actor or actress. So this person actually had to lie about their real age. The age that you can find online about this person is actually not accurate. I think this just goes to show the extent that certain people are willing or thinking it's necessary to go to actually get those degrees, get into those schools, and become a graduate from those acting programs. And that somehow means that you are now a member of the club. This is very common, actually, I think, in a lot of professions. For example, in landscape architecture, what I study, the fact is, if you want to be recognized internationally, globally as a major player in the field, you have to graduate from either GSD, the Harvard Design School, or from Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania. These 2 are like the best landscape architecture programs you can find in the world. And when you look at most successful landscape architects working today in the world, 9 out of 10 of them are graduated from those schools. So I guess, yes, it's a sad situation. Probably in every profession, there's something like this. But in the acting world, I guess, because it's so much exposure in the general public, it just gets talked about a lot. Hopefully, this has been an informative video for you. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.